welcome to Here to Help You. This is our third show.
Yes, and they have not kicked us off the air yet.
Not yet, which means we must be doing something good.
Something.
So first, before we even start, I want to say again, thank you to everybody. Thank you. This week we had even more comments, likes, and shares on our show, which is awesome, which means people are paying attention. So we want to thank you because of you, we're not going to get kicked off the show. Okay? So thank you very much for doing that. And we have a special guest today. We actually have a member of our team, which we're going to come move in, girl.
Man. Come in the picture. Let them see your face, man.
I'll see your pretty face, Eve. So we have a young lady with us who works with us actually on the Here to Help team. She came on the Care 101 show twice, right?
Yes.
And the first time, we completely didn't tape the show.
Those are the Lost in Space.
The Lost in Space episodes of Here to Help You. The second show, it was a great show, actually, and we were able to get and hear more from her. I'm going to have her introduce herself. But before we even go there, I have to introduce. I haven't talked today.
No, I've spoken. I have spoken.
I need to introduce my co-host, the Don, Dave Rankin.
Give thanks.
Tell us, Rankin, what did you do this weekend?
Why before like I'm feeling like the best part of the sandwich right now, being in the middle.
I'm sure you are.
Thank you very much.
But talk about your weekend. I want to hear what you did.
What did I do this weekend? Oh yes. We had that powwow meeting in the office. Well, we met.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys had a mastermind meeting.
I guess we can call it like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I met people I've never ever met before. I've been introduced to people who've been doing things that I would even imagine that they would be doing. Right. Okay. To have that as an experience, right, is something that's definitely up there for the year 2017.
Awesome. Very nice.
Yes.
Thanks, Grant.
Yes, big up, Grant.
What else did you do this weekend?
We did the photo shoot as well. Actually, you know what? Actually, it was your photo shoot, but you dragged me to it anyways.
I did. I dragged him to it. And please, show the shirt.
Sure, yes, right here.
Tycoon wear.
Yes.
So we were at a photo shoot for Tycoon wear this week, and
yes,
I did drag Dave into it. I won't lie. He went there kind of like...
No, I just wanted to be a spectator.
Yes, and then I made him do it. So, but it was fun.
Yes, we did.
Stepping out of your comfort zone is always good.
We told you that I'm uncomfortable.
Okay. Anyhow.
Can you tell that I'm uncomfortable?
It's all right, Mr. Rankin. So let us introduce the pretty lady to your right, Ms. Brittney Channer.
Hi.
We still need an applause button. No.
We don't have no applause button still, Grant. So, Brittney, how about you introduce who you are? Mm-hmm. I want you to talk a little bit about who you are, where you've come from, your life getting to where you are right now, and then we're going to go right into what our focus is today, which is law.
Yay.
Lots and lots about law. So, Brittney, tell us about Brittney Channer. Who are you? Why should people be noticing you? Why should you be the person on the watch for 2017?
That's such a good question,
It is,
Simone. Oh my God. Well, as I stipulated on the last show,
you hear them the words there? Stipulated. See how she started off? Stipulated.
I can't deal. But as I said on the last show, my name is Brittney Channer, and I'm an aspiring lawyer. So I'm currently studying to attain my law degree. So I'm going to be going back to school, obviously, in September to, make my dream come true. I've always wanted to become a lawyer since I was young, and all my friends who know me know that law is something that I've aspired to as a very young age. Right now, I work with Here to Help alongside Mr. Dave Rankin and Simone Smith.
I did the Arsenio Hall. Anyhow.
So I don't know about that.
We work in the community, as Simone and Dave has told everybody on several occasions, and we provide services to the community, such as the tutoring services, which is very popular within the community, but also I personally provide, and I try to, educate Simone and Dave as well, as with a little knowledge that I tend to, acquire.
She's being modest.
I always try to be humble. I'm humble.
Nice try.
Okay. But
continue.
I think we've all realized that there's a lot of people in the community who are immigrants, and they come to the country and they have no idea as to how the law works. And it doesn't really have to be in a criminal standpoint. From a criminal standpoint, it could be from an everyday life standpoint, trying to start your business together, or trying to figure out how to put together a passport, and
contracts, just a contract,
something very simple. People think that oh, a passport, that's not law. I'm like, actually, there's a lot of forms of law in it. You're dealing with the government, right? So you have to know what you have to do on your part to make sure that you are covered when trying to fill out a passport application. You have to know what a guarantor is.
Passports?
Okay, sure.
So let me let people in on the inside joke right now. I don't have a passport, okay? But I'm going to get it.
You mean you have an expired passport?
Thank you.
Yes.
I have an expired passport, and we call her Travelers because she's never in the country for longer than 3 months.
Tell them where you go yesterday. Sorry, not yesterday, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going to say anyway.
I was in New York. Yes, I was in New York celebrating my good friend Amanda's birthday. Shout out to Amanda.
Really? She just did that.
But I'm always about the traveling, but people they look to passport and they don't think a lot of law is involved, but there's a little bit of law in everything that you do. So where I come in is I try to make sure that people who do not understand it in more simpler terms, because there's all these legal confusing jargon that the government or just they like to use, right? And
like stipulating. If that word. Go on, Britney.
And at the end of the day, when it comes to even trying to go to court, filling out paperwork, filling out certain things.
Share that experience if you could, really quickly.
Yeah.
Can you share that experience about when that really pushed you to really want to go back to law school? What pushed you to doing that?
And as I said on even the last show, something happened. Just my uncle had some an issue that he had to deal with, and which involved him going to court and speaking to the right individual, and it was so confusing, all this legal jargon, talking to certain lawyers, and
probably a little bit intimidating.
It was very intimidating because
Right.
you could look around and see everybody who are just at the hands of people who work there, and they can't really say anything. They want to know what's going on, but they just are too scared. So as I was as I was looking around and looking at the faces on these people who are so they were just so vulnerable. I said, I wish I could go up to them and say, what, this is what's happening right now. You have nothing to worry about. You just gotta wait it out. But they just need that reassurance.
Right.
So that's also a part of which is why I really wanted to go back to school and do that. But also, I don't think I even told you, Simone, but when I graduated from school, I got a job downtown in real estate.
Okay.
And as a 23-year-old, getting paid a certain wage, have my benefits, I'm able to afford certain luxuries. I hit the jackpot. You know what I mean?
You travel-y?
I was traveling everywhere. But and I thought about staying complacent and just I have this. Let me just
Post it out.
Yeah. But I ran into a friend, and surprisingly, and that's why I always say, and you always say, it's about the people you meet.
Absolutely.
Everybody has a purpose in your life, because I ran into her and she was a summer student where I was working, and I asked her, I'm like, hey, what do you do? And she goes, oh, I go to law school. And I was like, wow, that's my dream. And she goes, hey, well, if I have my LSAT books, if you want them, I'll give them all to you. And she gave me every single last book.
Awesome.
And
That's awesome.
I still hit her up till this day, and I say with questions about the LSATs, or just sometimes when I'm frustrated, oh my God, why is this so hard? And she's like, Brittney, take a deep breath. You're gonna do this. And her name is Jennifer Chow, and I'm very grateful to her because she didn't have to do that.
Of course.
So I think having her there just to remind me
to
go for it. Little people have been telling me, don't give up, go. My friends, both of you have been incredible supports.
I'm of no support.
Simone and Dave have been incredible supports to me.
She's going to need a lawyer to defend that.
So I'm very thankful. So this is where I am at right now, and I'm not stopping.
That is, I think, the biggest message from that I think people need to understand is it doesn't matter where you live, where you're from, your past conditions.
Yeah.
When you have a goal, just go for it. Never stop.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what. Become relentless. There's a book written by...
The name forgets me around.
Really,
well,
Dave?
Yes, it does. Michael Jordan's trainer, by the way. That's all I remember.
So there's a
Tim
book by...
Grover.
There you go.
There we go.
Tim Grover. It's
Grover.
called Relentless. And pretty much that's the message. It's just do everything that makes you uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm sure you have a lot of experience doing things
I
that
do.
make you extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like not having that cushy job.
No, I said to myself, and it's funny. It's funny because I remember you would always call me at this job, and you would say it's coming. It's coming, right? But I just gotta let Britney get to that point of no return. And I said to myself, this is a large institution filled with hundreds, 200, 300 people, with 300 unique dreams, and we're all here to help one man
person
live his dream. And
yeah,
I said,
man.
nah. I'm like, nah. Once and it came in steps because I read The Alchemist, and that provided so much insight and guidance to me. And I said,
right.
And then after I read that book, I came to that realization. I'm like, I'm my own person, I need to go after that's been the dream that's been put in my heart.
That's right.
And it's not that. So if I have to struggle for a bit, if I have to take some time, if I have to go on a path that takes longer, that's
going
harder,
back to school again.
you know what I mean? I'll do it. Because there's nothing worse than being in a place and waking up every morning where I shouldn't be here. I don't want to be here. You know what I mean?
This is why this young lady is the woman to watch in 2017, because we need younger people like this. Like, I don't want to call myself older. I'm going to call myself wiser. Okay?
I'm sure that works for you. So we'll
you're
leave it like
older.
that. Listen, I don't deny that. I cannot deny that.
I'm
Love you, Mom.
wiser. No, but having such wisdom at this age, I wish I thought like you. God, when I was your age, I was partying. I was traveling because I had a passport.
You were the travelers.
I was traveling rough, boy. I was all over the place. But now that we know what we're about to go into, understand that this young lady is going to explore some of the things that we in the business world need to know legally, because of course to fulfill that dream for some of us it's business.
It is business,
right?
Yeah.
So when we come back, we'll be back with Miss Brittney Channer, with my host, Mr. I can't even talk.
The Don.
Why not?
Dave Rankin. Me do a coffee. Hold on, I'm a talk show host. I have coffee
she's a
now.
talk show host.
Please.
Alongside the Donette, Simone Jennifer Smith. We'll be back, y'all.
Leaders begin with a vision to start a movement, to make a real impact in society, communicating their message and aligning themselves with like-minded people to equip and inspire others to attain their vision. Creating a vital, healthy community is a group effort, and at the heart of it, you'll find local businesses and organizations fueled by committed people who are passionate about building a better tomorrow for us all. The Toronto Caribbean newspaper has started their own movement, promising to focus on the needs of the community, seeking out relationships with businesses and corporations that share in that same mission. We are legacy builders with one shot to make a difference, and together we can empower the community by adding value, instilling self-worth, and showcasing the cultural identity of our beautiful and ethnically diverse community. As business leaders, we have a corporate responsibility to set the tone of our community with principles led by performance-focused results. By combining our reach, we can provide a platform to establish and share our contributions with the world. We are all people working for companies that are interested in building a better community, helping people stand tall and be proud of their culture. If anybody has ever done it, then you can too. We are all capable. And working together, combining our skills and resources, we can make a change and leave behind an unforgettable legacy.
Welcome back, everybody. So I just got yelled at by our operator.
And myself.
She told me that I need to speak into the mic. So I'm going to... Sorry, Chelsea. I'm going to speak into the mic now, okay? Okay, thank yous. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Here to Help You. Always a joke around here. There's always something going on. So let's jump right in, because we have a few things we need to talk about today. So the first thing you're going to be speaking to us about is copyright and trademarking.
Yeah.
Talk to me about copywriting and trademarking. Why is this important, and what's the distinction between the two?
Okay, so when I last came on the show, it was more so from a criminal standpoint.
That's
so
right.
Getting to know our rights, you know, in order to advance as a people, you know, it's one thing to know is our legal rights. But as you can tell, there's that portion of people that don't get into trouble with the law, and you know, sometimes they want to start their own business. So
I like how you said that, by the way. There's a portion of people who don't.
You know what I mean? Or maybe they do and they want to come back and, you know, start their own business. So, you know, creating a business plan and really asserting as to what exactly your business is going to entail, and starting with the type of protection that your business is going to need is a really good starting point. So in regards to copyright, it's a type of protection. You know, copyright means, you know, the right to copy, right?
Okay.
So it's a type of protection that we use in Canada to protect, you know, performances or sound recordings or performers. It's more of an artistic nature.
Okay, so this is staying more on the art side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if I was like an artist, like a painter, right, and I painted something wicked, right, and a man says, so let's, you know, capture a picture of that and just started distributing that.
Exactly. It's the copyright. You'd want to copyright that painting. It's giving you that legal protection under the law, you know, just in case somebody wants to use your painting or like take your painting and you know, pass it off as their own work, you know. You want to have that protection for that painting,
for the teeth in people.
And you know, a lot of people, I've always heard, you know what, well, you're not popular, so, or you're not that great of a musician, you're not, you know, at the Grammys, why should you get a copyright? I'm like, and the good thing about copyright is regardless of commercial value, you still want that protection. So even if you're making $5 million off of our sound recording or $5, having that protection there's no type of, you know, distinction between the two. It's just a type of protection under the law that you want, just in case somebody uses your work without permission. Right? So a lot of people don't really know the difference of what copyright entails. So that's just a general observation or a guideline as to what copywriting is.
Okay. And how about trademarking? I'm going to go back to copywriting in a bit, because I want you to kind of, I know you know, and you please feel free to look at your notes. Do not feel always. All right. Dave needs notes. I just look
at my notes, and you know,
I always need notes.
Yeah, you know, as somebody who's consistently learning, I always have my notes ready just to make sure I'm on point, because, you know, I don't want to misguide anybody, or, you know, so even me.
Sometimes you just need to show some people up too. They're like, oh, hold on, are you copyrighted though? Huh? You got trademarks?
Right? I do it with the kids too. I just make sure I'm like, you're plagiarizing. That's not okay. Right?
Put the
that's just
fear
like,
in them.
honestly, but they need to, because that's legal issues.
Yeah.
Plagiarizing is your earliest, I guess,
stage of where you learn about taking someone else's work.
Yeah.
You know, you have to cite. That's why we cite.
Writers, would writers need a copyright?
You can use on any type of artistic work. Yes.
Anything.
So you can use that in that type of format, right?
Okay.
So you have like sound recordings, you have performances. Yep. You have performers or in that type of, you know, category.
Dancers.
Yeah. So
actors, actresses.
Type of category. Artistic expression.
Anything that is an artistic expression needs to be copywritten.
Poems,
even if you've only written one degga.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
The family, what she's trying to get into is saying that, please, if you're an artist, definitely look into copyright. It could save your life.
Yeah.
Isn't that what I just said?
Creative and artistic works,
Yes.
you know? Creative and artistic works. So
perfect.
You may want to, you know, find yourself in that area of protection.
Because I said degga. What's wrong? What?
Because you need to. Not everybody knows what degga means.
So I'll explain it.
Oh my God.
Gosh, really? You're gonna copyright that one too?
And I'm gonna copyright degga.
No, you can't, because it's been around. Everybody's been using it.
Has anyone copyrighted it? Copywritten it? Listen to me. Has degga been copywritten? All right. You said, and what you just said, Miss Liar, was this.
I'm done.
If you have one piece of writing or 50 piece of writing, you must get copywritten. So I'm going to take copywritten, the word, and copyright dege.
Spell it for me, please.
Then
Spell the
we would
word
like the-
dege. That you would like to
can't
copyright.
even spell it.
D, it's like reggae.
So spell it then.
Man, this is not spelling things, this is law. Trademarking.
Wow.
Man.
But you better make sure you file it electronically, or
You hear them things there?
Right,
Now
so-
I have to file things electronically.
yeah, it's cheaper.
We'll get into that because
yes.
that's important. Even though
It is
jokes
important.
aside, but that is
Yeah,
important about even
definitely.
filing it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about trademarking now.
So trademark, people don't really understand, or some people may not understand what a trademark is. But when you think of Nike, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The swoosh.
The little
Yeah, man.
the
swoosh.
symbol, right?
Absolutely.
So a trademark is just a form of protection that protects, uses a combination of words, images, designs that really sets you out, or allows you to stand out in comparison to.
So I could trademark dege.
Okay, so yes. So why are you asking me this question?
Because these are things that people may have honest
But
questions
mostly you
about.
see it with a design. How are you gonna design dege?
Watch people. Watch
Oh my
this.
gosh. So
Continue.
Oh boy.
it's so usually it's a form of design that you would use. It's used to distinguish your goods in comparison to anybody someone else's goods. So let's say you have or you sell earrings, right? Now, I'm pretty sure in Canada you're not the only person who sells earrings, but there may be a certain symbol that you may apply to your business that when I see it, I'm like, oh, those are Simone's earrings. Those are not just
Those
anybody's.
are dege. You see it?
So, Dave,
Please put that away.
Dave, so
Yes.
when you look at shoes now,
Okay.
Nike is not the only, company that makes shoes. But when you see that symbol, those are Nike shoes.
Correct.
Right? So that is more so on a symbol aspect, right? When a form of design or symbol or picture that you use to distinguish your company or your goods or services from anybody else's, right? It's a form of protection. This design is your company's brand. It's your company's reputation.
Right.
So, if anybody, and that's why knockoffs, when you go somewhere and you find like those knockoffs, Michael Kors or not Michael Kors, Guess purses or anything,
Correct.
it means a lot to the business because that business, the originator of that business is losing money, right? Or some people may look at, for example, let's use the Simone's earrings. I may look at a knockoff of your earrings. I'm like, these are Simone's earrings. Like they're tarnished. They don't look good.
What's the word you really want to use? What is the word? I
not
found the
use
spelling out. Hold on.
No.
It's DEGGAE. DEGGAE. Dege.
So we've heard it first. This is her spelling of the word
gosh.
dege.
We're
Please
still
look out for
on
the trademark or
dege,
copyright
dege.
coming to a theater near you.
So, so that can hurt your reputation and hurt your business,
Absolutely.
right? Especially when it comes to people trying to mimic your brand, right? And you know how when it comes to certain areas where you buy, knockoffs, you look at the label or the
Absolutely.
design and they don't look
quite
as
the
right,
same, yeah.
but they're not really they don't put the same logo on like the purse or the bag, but it's maybe a slight change so they don't get in trouble for infringement or you know what I mean.
Got it.
But it's still anybody who doesn't know any better who's ignorant may look at the pair of earrings that that you're known for and be like, they're not that great. I'm not spending my money, and you may lose business
Just
right?
because-
lose money because of
Yeah.
that false or imitation product that's out there. So
Okay.
it's just a trademark is definitely your brand. It's your reputation. So you have
Okay.
to protect it, right? So obviously a trademark and copyrights, they have different points of, well, how long do they last?
Okay.
Right?
So how long does a copyright last
So
for?
a copyright lasts basically until you die and 25 years after you die. Right? So
Okay.
let's say you're a musical artist. So that copyright is of that sound recording is going to be lasting until you die, and then after you pass, 25 years after that.
So this is, for example, things like with Bob Marley.
Yes.
He's a great example of that, right? Where
absolutely.
his things, even when they sell it, you can't just go and
No. So even most recent, Whitney Houston or
Okay.
Prince.
Or Prince,
I can't
yes.
come out with Purple Rain and be like, that's my song.
Right.
And just call it Red Rain. Like, No, I'm gonna get in trouble for using his work.
It wouldn't even work because it's not 2 syllables.
I know.
Red.
You did stretch it out pretty good, though.
I did.
You did.
That was a good
did.
stretch.
Thank you, guys.
But, because he's
I'm an
passed,
artist.
right?
Yes. Please copyright.
Because he's passed, there is protection, that is involved for the works that he's made, even though he's passed. So, you have to ask for permission to use it.
Right.
Right? Because it's still there.
Yes.
Right? So that, like I said, it lasts right up until you die, and then 25 years after you die.
Cool. I didn't even know that. That's cool. Okay.
Trademark, 15 years, and you can renew after every 15 years.
Okay.
And now this is different for, when it comes to copyrights, what they do in the States is totally different to what we do in Canada. Some of it is similar, some of it is not similar. So I'm just talking in regards to Canada.
Okay, so I have a question now, which we do have time for.
Mm-hmm.
What if someone started a business in the States and brought that to Canada?
Hmm.
How would that... Good question, eh?
That is a very good question.
I gave her something to work on.
yes.
Because how would that work?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to bring the brand and the copyright to Canada, or would you have to copyright it again over here?
Now, here's my thing. Now, I may be wrong, and I actually will do some research on this.
Thank you.
So if you have a copyright, let's say you copyright in the United States, I'm just guessing that you would have to adhere to the copyright rules in the United States and may have to... and I guess if you decided to bring it here, you may have to copyright it again. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if the United States legislation will trump or the copyright legislation will trump Canada, even though you bring your item here.
Okay.
Or maybe you have to do it again. I'm not sure. But that's actually an excellent question, because I know there's a lot of people who own businesses who do not want to stay within the national district.
Yeah,
they want to move internationally.
leave.
Right.
Exactly.
So are there even international rules? So these are type of things that definitely we can look into, because Britney will be back. This is not only her last time here. She'll be back once a month with us.
Yeah.
Until September, when she leaves us to go back to school. But it's for the good, I promise, guys.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in a few minutes, and when we do come back, we're gonna go into a little bit more on things that are of issue in the business community.
Yeah.
Okay? See you guys soon.
When we are born, the world is a foreign place. We have not yet mastered the use of our 5 senses, and our eyes cannot decipher the complexities of judgments we do not know. As children, our innocence allows us to see a world of endless possibilities. We thrive in the world of imagination, creating a place where everyone writes a unique story, and there is zero judgment, since everyone is the same, yet unique in their own way. Over the years, humanity has altered our ways of thinking, creating stigma, judgment, and prejudice based on the history of our ancestors. We have trained ourselves to believe that our history puts us at a disadvantage in society. Our unique and exotic classifications are a testament to the diversity of the world. History doesn't have a future. It's set in stone. The possibility for change lies in our responsibility to know our self-worth, learning from the history, embracing and honoring our heritage, while educating, inspiring, and empowering others to see past what's in front of them to the power inside. It's not about what you look like. It's about realizing the potential of humanity and recognizing the greatness in everyone. It's time to invest in solutions, change the conversation, and think differently about our future. Life isn't a competition of who can do better than the other. It's about eradicating prejudice, boosting self-esteem, discovering our identity, and carving out our own legacy while aspiring to achieve greatness.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yes.
Apparently, I did a good job this time. I didn't get yelled at during the commercial break.
Yes, you did.
So I spoke into the mic. It's very exciting. So in our last, if you're just joining us now, actually, you know what? Before you found an answer for us for the last question I just gave you.
Yes.
But what we were talking about was copywriting and trademarking and the difference between that and how that works. So I realized that for me, I'm an artist, I'm a writer, and I created the word dege dege.
Oh, you did not create the word dege dege. My mom's been using that since I was a child.
It has not been copywritten or trademarked. So as of right now, I can say I created it because I'm going to copyright the word. Copyrights, if I die and someone uses the word dege dege, they have to pay me for it, right? Brittney, just answer the question, man. I'm trying to break it. Dave, am I not right?
Sorry, we have the legal assistant on our side here. Right? I'm sure she will come up with a courageous answer.
And since she doesn't want to answer yet, and
she's processing.
I can also trademark dege dege because it's a word, so I can make dege dege hats, dege dege t-shirts, dege dege sweaters.
You're terrible, you know.
Honestly.
You are terrible.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just trying to make sure people understand.
We appreciate that.
Okay,
really?
So Brittney's gonna answer a question for us. But before she does, I had asked her whether if you had a business, let's say internationally or in the States, and you came to Canada, would you have to copyright or trademark your business, artistry again? And we got an answer. Brittney.
Yeah, so I did some research, just like a very quick skimming, and if anybody out there feels that I'm wrong, holler at me, right? But
leave a message.
Based on what I've seen, if you have a business in Canada, or let's say you have a business in the United States and you want to carry that business to Canada, you're going to have to copyright again under Canadian legislation, because the United States and Canada, although we're very similar countries, we do have different laws, different legislation regarding copyright. So the United States may say, hey, you can copyright for 20 years, but we're saying 25 after you die and until then, like before that. So you need to make sure that you are covered. Everywhere your business travels, you have to make sure you're covered. So I'm going to go on a limb and say that.
Okay. Thank you for going on a limb. Hope it doesn't break. So
I have a question before you transition.
Okay,
right, and
go
let's
ahead.
let's flip it.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about our legal ramifications in the time of types of infringement. So copyright infringement.
Yeah.
You know, of course, you know, trademark infringement.
Yeah.
What are the legal ramifications? What can be, I should say, the legal ramifications?
So you can now. The reason why people or business owners, they will take you to court because, I mean, people don't understand. They say, you know, I just used their name on a purse. It's not a big deal. And it actually is a big deal, because for that original or that authenticator of a business or a brand, you know, they're losing money, right? You know what? And if you look at the brand, their brand is being tarnished as well.
Absolutely.
Right?
Okay.
And I don't know, let's say I have something that, and you're caught, like you decided to use it without my permission.
Right.
You're making money that should legally be mine.
Going to you.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want all of that. And then I want the court to penalize you to make sure you don't do it again. So there's sometimes, depending on how severe, you may get some jail time. You may get, like, you have to, all that money that you have made based off of your infringement, you have to give that back to me and then some.
Right.
You may have to pay the state or the province, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Wow.
So
Okay.
there's a lot of serious consequences involved, right? So that's something that you need to take into consideration if you decide to steal someone's work. I'm pretty sure nobody wants to do that, but if you have to understand that when you create a business plan and you know your business, you have to think about, okay, is this a concept people can use as their own? Because you want all the protection that you can get,
Right.
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
protect yourself.
Perfect. Okay, so before we're going to be moving on to different aspects of, again, business and how we protect your business. I want to put it a little bit of a contest.
Giveaway?
We're going to have a contest giveaway. Our first contest giveaway. Oh my gosh, this is very exciting.
It's awesome.
So to win this beautiful gift, all you have to do, I don't know, are we presenting? Yes, Dave, you're in the middle. Hold it up. So this here, this beautiful piece, okay?
With the earrings.
With the earrings, this is our giveaway. Can people see it? Move from above the mic. You can see it, everybody?
It is definitely
That
in front.
is our giveaway. Now, this can be for obviously a woman who, it's a nice piece, or a man who just wants to give it to his woman and feel nice because she's going to think you picked it out and you didn't. Okay? Don't lie about it.
But it's beautiful.
It is a nice piece.
I take it for myself.
No, she's been asking for it since she came here, and I keep telling her she's not getting it. This is for our listeners and our watchers and our viewers. So at the very end, Brittney is going to... No. I'm not going to say when. Brittney's going to drop a question.
Just drop it.
And you're just going to drop it. You're not going to tell anyone when you're doing this. So you have to be paying attention to this show today. I would like someone to obviously post your answer on Facebook, and the winner we will get back to within the next week. I'm actually gonna let Brittney pick the winner, because I'm sure you gave us an in-depth question. It's not just gonna be yes or no. Sorry guys, we don't work like that here at Here to Help.
I'll probably give like a question alert. So when you hear question alert, just know I'm dropping that.
The question's coming, okay? And you can win this beautiful piece. I can't remember. Do you remember the young lady who we bought this from?
I don't.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I don't. But it is a wonderful piece, though.
I don't remember it either, but
that was in the Jane and Finch Mall. No?
It was Jane and Finch Mall, yes.
And
this is a Project Invest piece.
Yes, it is.
So what we also, as you guys know, we've talked about Project Invest. We were speaking about a Brittney Channer last week, and this is Brittney Channer.
Hi, guys.
That's right. She is in control, or she's in charge of the Project Invest side of Here to Help. So basically us going into the community and investing our money back into the community. So what we'll be doing every now and then is, of course, when we invest back, sometimes it's food, so we can't give away food like that. Right, we're going to yam it. Let's be real. But we will be giving away pieces that we invest. So again, this will be promoting the business, promoting what's going on, and letting people realize that as a group, we are actively giving back to our community.
That's right.
So let's move on to, since we're speaking about this type of stuff, let's move on to trade secrets. I've heard this word before, but the last time I heard of trade secrets is where I got my eyebrows done. So I don't know if it's...
People, yeah, I know that story. They sell nail polish.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Trade secrets, Dave.
Yeah.
Don't screw up your face at me.
I'm sure
okay.
we are not speaking about that type of trade secret.
Okay, I was just... Okay, sorry.
I'm
Continue.
Sure.
Go ahead, Brittney.
Go right ahead.
So even this is something new to me, you know. I gradually learned about trade secrets, and it's very self-explanatory. But a trade secret is just valuable, you know, business information. That is what it says here, that comes from the value of its secrecy. So people may not understand, what does that mean, Brittney? Well, let's look at Coca-Cola products and KFC.
Okay.
Their secret for KFC is the ingredients to make their fried chicken.
Got it.
And then for Coca-Cola, their ingredients to make Coke, right?
Okay.
Now, that is the trade secret, because once it gets out, you know, it's not a secret anymore.
Right.
And this is what I really like about trade secrets, is because it's like you are protected until the secret comes out.
Okay.
Once the secret comes out, you are no longer protected.
Oh boy, because anybody at that point can use it.
Exactly. That's why you can get like no name Coke. Like, yo, this tastes like it, but it's not Coca-Cola Coke, right?
Yeah, man.
So, for example, if Coke, for some reason, somebody leaked the recipe, they would no longer have that trade secret protection, because it's out.
It's out there.
Right?
Out.
Wow.
So it lasts, like I said, it lasts forever, but once the secret is out, the protection is gone.
Okay, so I have a question. Do you know, you may not know, but has there been any cases where a secret was leaked? And if it was leaked, how was that handled?
That is actually a very good question.
And I know you're gonna look it up.
Because, you know, if you think about it, all these types of protection are instilled because of situations of a secret coming out.
So there has to have been one.
There has to be some type of precedent,
right,
or some type of case that has dealt with specifically a trade secret.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going to look into that, and before we come back, you'll have an answer.
Okay, thank you very much. So with trade secrets, what are some of the... do you know any of the what goes into creating a trade secret? Like how would someone put that together, where even when they're having people come in, like new employees, how do you keep that secret?
Well, now if you go, there's a lot of, you know, steps you have to take, right?
Okay.
When you have a trade secret, because I know there's a lot of people with businesses and they don't want to start their business because, you know what, my business is the secret and I only trust it with myself.
Right.
Okay.
So based on the research that I've done, is that if you are trying to get people to sign on to help you grow this company with this secret, you need to make sure you have contracts. You have to have contracts, right, proper contracts, and still have them sign it. That was the one thing that they've mentioned on one of the Canadian websites when in regards to like corporate law. Have your contracts for your employees, right?
Yeah.
Because at least then, if it gets out, you know, you have,
liability.
Exactly, right? So that's the first thing that they suggest people doing, and make sure write out the actual details of what constitutes the secret. How is this beneficial for your business as a whole?
Okay.
Right?
So I'm going to even say one thing. Before we even go there, something I'm going to suggest, because I'll tell you this right now, the only reason why my company is protected the way that it is protected is because of her. I would say one of the first things you need to do if you're opening a business is find legal consultation, because you don't know this stuff, right? I had you like pick through my contract, and believe me, my contract is try to get away with something. Try a thing, okay? Like it, but it's good to sit down with and have some type of legal, and this is again, this is why we have someone like Brittney around in the community who, you know what, some people may not be able to afford a lawyer.
Yeah.
So find someone who can give you that legal assistance.
Yeah.
At least point you in the right direction to give you some help with what you need. What is copywriting? What is trademarking? If you don't know this, what about my contract? Because I've seen some sloppy contracts before. Yeah, I've seen some where you're just like, wow.
And the thing about contracts is that, you know, people think, oh, you know, it's not needed. You know, we don't have to put all this information. I'm like, yes, you do.
Yes,
like,
you do.
Even right down to the time that you're going to step foot on, you know, on a piece of property, to the time that you end. Like, you need to be so specific, because and if at any moment you're abroad, you don't want to leave the judge or leave anything open to interpretation.
Right.
So you don't want the judge to be like, what do you mean when you say this? It has to be specifically, you have to be able to understand it. Right?
Yes.
So you don't want to be broad. A contract is not the place to be broad.
No.
Because then if you decide to go after earnings, or go after, you know, the person who, you know, violated the contract, it's going to be very hard for you because you weren't specific. You have to be specific.
Right.
Okay, so say the word for me. Specificity.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Specification.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of them words. Be very specific.
Yes.
On your contracts. So we'll be back, and when we get back, we're going to hit our last topic, which is patents.
Yes.
And then we're going to talk about just some things that are going on in the city.
Events.
We're going to be doing here to help, letting you guys know what's happening in the community, okay? We'll be back.
Peace and love.
In a sea of people, it's easy to get lost amongst all the stories we have to tell. With this platform, a new voice is being heard. One that offers real insight to transform, educate, and inspire greatness. Always building, nurturing, and evolving with the times. Our goal is to make a statement, to transform the world, and engage all of its citizens. Accepting multiculturalism is taking the first step, and listening to each other, uniting towards positive change. It's not about any one race, religion, or culture, but about uplifting and empowering one another. Standing above segregation is our game. Our vision is to expand, to create and implement change, zeroing in on what matters the most. Banding together to preserve and celebrate our heritage, cultures, and community spirit. Become inspired by real people, your friends and family, and see that impact within our society. Be proud of the work we have done together. Community focused, we are the Toronto Caribbean newspaper.
Welcome back.
Yes.
We have had a very informative show today. And you know what I noticed? These shows, when we're like, you think, what are you going to talk about for an hour? That hour went by like...
Goes by so quick.
Yeah,
this.
very quick.
Yeah, the hour is pretty much done. So we have a few things to fit into this last hour. But I'm going to, again, talk to everyone who wasn't here for our last. We were talking about... Dave, do your job.
Sorry, yes.
Come, Vanna Black.
No. Champion.
We are giving away today this beautiful neck piece, this African-inspired neck piece.
Beautiful.
This is for, obviously, women. Obviously, this is something you may want. For men, get this for your woman, okay? It's a nice piece. Summertime. Shock out. All right. So, in order to win this piece, you are going to be getting a question alert soon, and your question alert will be followed up with a question from Britney. You've had to be watching this show because she's going to ask you a question that you have to answer in depth on the Facebook page or on the YouTube page underneath the video, okay? So we'll be going through the answers this week, and then we will give you a winner, and you can come down to Toronto Care Station to come pick it up.
That's
you
right.
get to meet us, maybe, if you come down. That'll be fun.
Yeah, maybe even be on the show.
Yeah, maybe you could possibly be on the show. Who knows? As a winner, of course, you could pop in and like, big up yourselves, do like a 1-2, you know,
thank you,
do a shout out or whatever. So stay focused, stay listening, because the question alert is going to be coming up in the next 10 minutes. Okay. So Miss Channer,
yes,
let's talk about patents quickly, and then maybe you probably. I'll let you handle your question alert. Yeah. Let's talk about patents. What are patents?
So patents is obviously another type of legal protection under the law. So it covers new and useful inventions. So this is in regards to products, compositions, machines, processes, or maybe a more new useful information on something that already exists, right?
Okay.
So you may want to patent it, right? Or maybe it's like an improvement to an already existing idea. Right?
Okay.
So this is more so like for your inventors out there, right? This is something that you may need your protection on. How did you make your idea?
Your word?
How did you make your idea?
Your word?
Your
yes.
Your
How
word.
did you make the word?
How did you make the word? Well, technically,
right?
Considering that the word's already in existence.
Right, it's already in existence, and you didn't improve on it.
I did. No one's ever spelt it.
But you didn't improve on it.
But no one's ever spelt it,
But
though.
you don't know that. Have you done your due diligence? You didn't do your due diligence. Where's the research?
All right. So inventors. And how would you go about getting a patent?
So the funny thing is with on the governmental website, there's the steps that you need to follow in regards to filling out the proper paperwork, creating a document that really shows the actual invention process of your idea or your product, or a product that's already exists and how you improved it, and then pay the proper fees that are
money is involved
with
all
of them, and make sure you have a legal description of what you need the patent for, right? Okay. So all this information can be found on the Government of Canada website. And what I really appreciate of the Government of Canada in regards to these types of protections is they're very straightforward. No legal jargon involved. However, there is when you start to get into particulars. So it can be very intimidating. Nevertheless, if you have somebody beside you willing to break it down.
Here to help.
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry. Had to pitch us.
Right? But if you have somebody there to really break it down for you and just help you with the steps, then you should be fine. Even the steps telling you what to do first, second, third, and fourth. Very, very easy. No problem. They'll tell you the situations if you are even considered, or if your idea is even considered patent worthy. You know what I mean? Because you may think, I need a patent, and then you find out, actually, I think it's a trademark I need. You know what I mean? So, or actually, it's a copyright I need. You know what I mean? So, some people usually go on the website and they think that they need one thing, and they look
find
at
out they need something
completely different. So make sure that you have your correct legal protection, because it can be a hassle when you start one and then you find out something totally different that you need.
All right. So
with a patent, how does the lifetime of a patent work? Is it pretty much similar in regards to like how the trademarks and the copyrights?
Yes, I think it's pretty much similar. That was one I wasn't able to find the actual length of time, but I'm pretty sure it's around the similar of a trademark. So I think it's definitely renewable. Okay. That's something I definitely will look into, but I'm pretty sure it's renewable just like the trademark, 15 years. Yes.
All right, Britney, if anyone had questions for you about these topics, where can they go to find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Brittney Channer. You could definitely find me on LinkedIn. That's where I am. Oh, my lip just moved it. Brittney Channer on LinkedIn. That's where I can answer a lot of your questions.
And if they wanted to email you?
Yeah, you can email me at brittney.channer@gmail.com.
Good.
Brittney here to help @gmail.com.
Excellent.
So it's HEAR to HELP.
That's right. HEAR.
So, and I would just like to stipulate this from now. I am in no form a lawyer as of yet.
That's right.
But this is all this information that I have, I've acquired is based off sitting Google and just doing my self research, books, what I've learned in school,
sitting down with mentors, because you've had some.
I've had a lot of mentors. Yeah, Lynn, she's a lawyer that I met through the Big Brothers and Big Sisters program.
There you go.
So
wonderful.
Conversations with her, and just even I was part of the law clerk program at Seneca, so we learned criminal, corporate, real estate, all that. So this is just the books that I have acquired over the years. So
wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a few minutes left. We didn't give her a question.
Yes, it is now time for the
question alert. Question alert.
All right. So here's the question, guys. So, what would be a strong form of protection for someone who has important information, valuable information, which cannot be shared with the public? So, what type of protection would you advise this individual to go for, and why? So you need to tell me what type of protection that I've discussed today and why you would use it.
And I'll be checking for grammar and punctuation. Oh, you're not just going to come and put on some dege answer on the YouTube. I want proper wording, format, and paragraph
structure. Yep.
We will be posting this question so that way you can replay it and get it word by word and make sure you do receive, of course, enter the correct response.
That's right.
So it's a very general question, but there's a couple of hints I gave in that question.
Mm-hmm. If you were listening, if you've been paying attention to the show, you would have got it. All right.
Yes.
Mr. Rankin, we're going to turn over to you because you, now that we've done the law, you're going to talk about what's happening in Toronto coming up.
Yes,
let's hear it.
No problem. So we mentioned this first event last week. We're going to repeat it again. The Black Educators End of School Social, happening this Friday, June 23rd, hosted by the African Heritage Educators Network and the Alliance of Educators for Black Students, and also in conjunction with the Ontario Alliance of Black School Educators. That is such a mouthful, I tell you that.
Wow. You did a very good job.
Thank you.
Excellent. We will all be there because, of course, we are educators, so all three of us will be there.
Yes, it's taking place at the Fuse Restaurant on 366 Queen Street East. If you do have any questions regarding, of course, the amounts and so on and so forth, email events@onabse.org or just call them 416-441-0792. Second, the Toronto Jazz Festival is in town.
Ooh.
Yes.
Jazz.
Yes. Wizard Jazz Snaps.
I'm doing the jazz shoulders.
You do the jazz shoulders
jazz snaps.
and does your jazz snap.
Snaps.
Thank you so much.
Shoulder.
All right.
With my shoulder pad. All right.
This Sunday, June 25th, the Asiko Afrobeat Ensemble is in town. They'll be performing at the OLG stage in Yorkville Avenue, the intersection of Yorkville Avenue and Bel Air Street. If you're traveling by bus, just go by Bay Station and just walk west. Their performance starts at 4 to 6 and it's free.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it only costs you time.
You're so detailed.
Well, we're telling them about events.
I understand.
True,
okay.
right?
We appreciate it.
So thank you so much. Also Sunday, the Global African Community Network will do a one-day screening of the film Urban Kryptonite. So far, is the #1 film on African diaspora health matters. Also, who will be in attendance will be Kochais Taraksa. Please forgive me if I said your name incorrectly. He's the filmmaker, lecturer, and as well as an author. So by me, he'll be speaking about his film and taking on any type of inquiries as well.
Wonderful.
Also, Jessica Jones, who's also hosting the event as well, should be there, and by me answering your questions. This will be taking place at the Toronto Plaza Hotel at 1677 Wilson Avenue. We're looking at 3 to 9 p.m. and the admission is $20. So if you have any questions, call 647-999-2392.
Yay, events.
Yes,
events.
And last, for those of us who are looking for employment for the summer and ongoing, the Social Legacy Event Group is doing a hiring event. They're calling it a Employment Mega Fest. It's happening this Thursday, June 22nd, at the North York Memorial Hall. That's at 5110 Yonge Street. The event will be taking place from 1 to 4. Register through Eventbrite or call them 416-719-999.
All right. So I have one final I guess.
Final?
Yeah, one more.
Go ahead.
Summer registration is open.
Yes.
Summertime. Friday is the last day of school for many students. And I know parents, one thing I hear a lot of is the fact that they don't want their children to forget everything they learned. So the best thing to do, and parents, sometimes you just don't have the time, the best thing to do is to register them in something, either if it's a camp or do what we do. We help a lot of our students and our parents upgrade for the following year. So if they're in grade 5, we'll work on stuff that they were dealing with in grade 5 and then push them forward and have them start doing grade 6 things, because once they get into grade 6, they'll look at some of the stuff and be like, we've already seen this in the summertime. And you know, honestly, it's just a great way to keep the children active instead of with their face buried in iPad. Or it's not like when we were younger, we'd be outside.
I was always
That's
outside.
right, always.
Oh my gosh.
It's a different time, right? Yeah. So registration is open. You can go to www.hear-2-help.com. That's HEAR, again, hear as in to hear with your ear hole.
Ear hole.
I'm Jamaican. I can't help it.
Very much so.
I'd like to thank everybody. I want to thank Chelsea for just being the greatest, what do you call her?
Producer. Yes.
Ever. Looking all studious over there. And we want to thank, obviously, my TCN TV network for allowing us to have Here to Help You. Brittney, we'd like to thank you for coming on our show.
You.
You're going to be seeing her again and again. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Brittney.
Yeah.
And until next week, we'll be seeing you. Bye.
Peace and love, family.